Shaking them bones, throwing a stone. Shaking them bones, won't leave me alone. Like nicotine, like gasoline, can't shake those feelings, and she's a burning me down. Like a bloodhound sniffing me out, losing my balance, gonna hit the ground. Proclivity, my ecstasy, swimming through my veins and checking me out. Shaking them bones, throwing a stone. Shaking them bones, won't leave me alone. Down, down, Too much of her, I'm the connoisseur, but too much rain leaves the crops to dry. Not enough of her will cause a stir. Without the rain, the land is in a drought. I'm in a bind in this state of mind. Too much of her I don't know enough about. Like a plaything, got me on a string. It's too late now that I'm having now. Shaking them bones, throwing a stone. Shaking them bones, won't leave me alone. Bring me down, down, down. Shaking them bones, throwing a stone. Shaking them bones, won't leave me alone. Shaking them bones, throwing a stone. Shaking them bones, won't leave me alone. Bringing me down, down, down.
My name is Katie Turner. I'm the head brewer of Chandeleur Island Brewing Company. I studied enology over in Fresno State, and then I followed a woman here. And when I moved here, the only fermentation around, obviously there's no wine grapes, was beer. So I reached out to Chandeleur, and they gave me a job. I started out there as their QC and worked in the cellar and just kind of migrated and worked my way up. So we have 6 sponsors this year at Chandy Fest, thanks to Gina and all of her hard work. These 6 sponsors are Hooters, Harley Davidson, Hancock Bank, Sully's, Murky Waters, and United Risk Management. For each of these, I've designed a beer specifically for their company, and their name kind of played a little bit of a part. For Hooters, I did a prickly pear margarita goza, because I mean, let's be honest, they go to Hooters for the girls, right? So I had to give them some credit. I mean, the chicken wings are a perk, but they had to go, yeah. Harley Davidson, I did a Shiraz Stout, and my concept behind that is Shiraz has a very high tannin and a kind of a more of a high acidic flavor, so I wanted to round that out with some of the roasted malts in a stout, and I actually lowered the pH in the stout itself to kind of complement the grape and the beer. I love putting the two together. They're a perfect match if you just think about it. Hancock Bank, I did a Keller beer, which is actually a German lager. This style of beer is very soft, easygoing. It doesn't have, it's known as cellar beer, and it has more of yeast complexity to it. So you'll see a lot of those yeast characteristics smoothing out the palate, and my thought process with Hancock Bacon them is like, it's easy to bank with Hancock. Let's see, we have Murky Waters. I did a Saison for them. My thought process of the Saison was Saisons are very spicy. They have a little bit of a peppery note to them. I think it was a perfect match for some of their barbecue sauces, even the sweet ones, to help balance those out. So Sully's, if you haven't been to their restaurant, please go. It's super bougie. To me, it's like fancy men that would be smoking cigars, eating fantastic steaks. So I did a bourbon barrel-aged wee heavy. Wee heavies are more malt heavy, caramel flavors, a rich palate, and the barrel age gives it kind of that smoky, rounded flavoring. So I thought, perfect for those bougie men. And United Risk Management. I just finished this recipe. This is a triple with a Viognier wine grape added to it. Triples are very high alcohol. Triples are very high alcohol. They have banana, they have clove. A Viognier is more peach, pear. And I just thought that those two grapes were going to complement each other so well. A Viognier also has a little bit of a spice kick to it as well. But the high alcohol and the sugar content just kind of blend this beer out perfectly. And, for their United Risk Management, keeping it risky, that's what we were going for. Those are our beer sponsors. We actually have a few other sponsors as well. Red Radio is one of them, who's doing this video right now. And also our main title sponsor is Island View. They have a booth set up. They're passing out give outs. They help us every single year, and we couldn't be more thankful for them. We also have John Carter as a sponsor. He does our Snapparazzi, so you'll be able to take tons of pictures while you're here at Chandy Fest. Chandy Fest is May 14th. If you don't want to miss all these great beers, the live music, and all these beautiful vendors that are going to be here, grab a chair, stay all day.
Petrified woman, she walked right up to me, said that she wanna be, that she wanna be free. I told her, listen up, babe, tell me what makes you sad. I'm gonna treat you just right, little mama, so don't be feeling bad. Said I need a little money, 'cause I'm a running real low. Then I need a new ride, make me feel alright, don't you know? Can you handle that, babe? Am I asking for too much? I told her, do not worry about a thing, little mama, I'ma make you sing. I'll be your sugar daddy, babe, a sweet little honeybee, always buzzing around your tree. I'll be your sugar daddy, baby, sweet little honeybee. Why don't you come on over and just take care of me? That sweet woman, she wrapped me up in her arms and told me to close my eyes, and I fell right under her charm. I told her, listen up, babe, take a good look at me. I got a pocket full of money with your name on it, honey, but there's one thing that I need. I'll be your sugar daddy, babe, sweet little honeybee, always buzzing around your tree. I'll be your sugar daddy, baby, a sweet little honeybee. Why don't you come on out and just take care of me? Buzzing around your tree, sugar daddy, baby, sweet little honeybee. Why don't you come on over and just take care of me?
My name is Andrew Fulton, and I play rhythm guitar and I sing for Magnolia Bayou.
I am Cedric Fizel. I play drums and percussion and occasionally might sing with my buddy over here, Mr. Fulton.
I'm Dylan Palmero. I play lead guitar for Magnolia Bayou. That's it.
We've been fortunate to go a lot of cool places. I mean, we've gone out west like 4 summers in a row now. So we've traveled as far as the Midwest. We've gone to the Pacific Northeast, which is really cool, as far as Guilford, New Hampshire. And of course we stay in the Southeast 3/4 out of the year. So traveling's a lot of fun, you know. It's fun being all crammed into a little van, and
comes with some stories.
Yeah.
Got its good days and bad days.
Yeah, yeah, like when we were out in Ogden, Utah. That was pretty neat. The
crackhead guy playing sheriff.
The universe was out to get us that day. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go down that whole rabbit hole.
Well, we got there.
Everybody watching this right now is going, "What are they talking about?"
We got there and we were getting some pizza and beer, and the Blue Moon was like 2% ABV, and it was just like, this is pretty much water, you know. So, but it was a beautiful place. We want to come back.
For real, we meet a lot of beautiful people out on the road, so that's got to be the best part about traveling.
We love y'all.
Constantly expanding our Magnolia Bayou family tree. That's the way we like to say it.
I know we actually, on this run that we're about to do, we're going back to where I was in Memphis. That's our second time playing. We're Mockingbird Theater in Franklin, Tennessee. It'll be our second time, and of course we're going to Sidetracks after that, which we've been there numerous times. Have a lot of friends, family, and support up there, and of course the Juke Joint. And might have forgot some things, but
yeah, man.
You guys want to chime in?
My favorite venue to play is Tipitina's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's like all-time favorite.
Yeah,
I think we played there twice, didn't we?
Twice.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite too. You know, of course, like all the big stages, like the city stages and stuff, those are all great to play. Like CPR Fest was phenomenal. We had a lovely time out there.
Were y'all expecting a crowd like that?
No, dude, it was nuts.
No.
It was you know, we played Rooster that night, and it was great hearing everybody sing that chorus with Drew. It was really, really surreal. It was a full circle moment for a lot of us, because the three of us had been to numerous CPR fests and been in the crowd, and you know, moshing him and I, and going nuts and just having a ball, and just the fact that people were on the other end of us, you know, giving that to them and giving back to us what we did, you know, years and years ago. It was cool. It was a great time.
It was funny, man, because, you know, in the moment, you know, you have so much adrenaline pumping through your body, you know. We know we got 20 minutes to get up there and do what we got to do, and so you kind of get into this flow state, and everything's kind of a blur. And I remember thinking, like, there's a lot of people out here. But after the performance, when we saw the pictures, we were like, holy. That was a lot of people, man. That was a lot of fun. So the energy was, the transference of energy between us and the crowd was just,
Yeah,
it was interstellar.
Yeah.
Well, when we started 12 years ago, we were pretty determined to be a blues band. So much so that our original logo said "Blues with a Bite" on it. In the beginning, we were determined to keep the blues alive, and so we played a lot of blues, we covered a lot of blues, and we were really determined to write blues. But we all listened to so much different music. I mean, we listened to funk, metal, R&B, reggae, jazz, heavy metal.
Yeah.
We listened to
Zydeco.
synthwave, Zydeco, I mean, you name it. So in the early days, writing was it was difficult, because we were trying to force something I think maybe we were not, we didn't know enough about yet at the time. And so when we kind of just started fusing all of our influences together and writing whatever came out of us, that's kind of how we got to this big melting pot that we call Mississippi rock and roll, which is just, I mean, people say they can hear up to 6 genres in a song sometime, but the neat thing is that given our background playing all the juke joints along the Mississippi Blues Trail, is that still to this day you can very much so hear that our music is cornerstoned in the blues. So,
Like,
It's well, I think it's the band's second time overall playing, right?
it'll be the band's
It'll be my
third or
second
fourth time.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited to play on the big stage again. I know they got the big city stage, I believe. So that's always a lot of fun. You know, it's always been a party for us. In recent years, we've played with Midnight Revel, some friends of ours, Blackwater Brass, and it's always been a great time. You know, there's always, you know, impromptu jams and whatnot that come about, and just excited for the Gulfport reunion, if you will. You know.
Yeah, reunion's a good word. You know, we have a lot of fans, and family that have been following us since the beginning, and you know, they don't travel with us. They don't, you know, some of them, they don't even really get out to Ocean Springs or the Bay. So
Yeah.
and we don't really get to play in Gulfport very much outside of, you know, the acoustic stuff we do downtown.
Sure.
There's just not a venue that we play at. So I'm really excited for the fans that are going to get to see us play downtown for the first time in a long time.
A little over a year, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years.
I'm excited to headline. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm just, it's a cool spot, man. Shandy's always a lot of fun, especially when they hire the big sound company and they have the big stage, and it feels like home
Really good
to us. So
Get to see a lot of familiar faces.
My name is Gina Prater. I'm sales manager with Chandeleur Island Brewing.
My name is Paige Moore. I'm the taproom manager with Chandeleur Island Brewing.
Chandeleur was started by 2 twin brothers who own a commercial contracting company, Cam and Kane Roberts. One lives Ocean Springs, the other lives in Fairhope, Alabama. They were originally hired to build the building for Fairhope Brewery in Alabama. They built that one plus Big Beach Brewery down in Gulf Shores. Then they were home brewers. We actually have their original pilot system in our tap room in our cellar right now. but they decided that they wanted their hometown to have a brewery. So Gulfport was revitalizing downtown by Fishbone Alley in that whole area, and found a building. They decided to open a brewery, hired a brewmaster, and started about 7, almost 8 years ago now.
2014.
So Chandeleur Islands are a series of 40 islands about 30 miles south of Gulfport. They're barrier islands for the Louisiana coast. And the owners love to fish. There are huge redfish and tarpon and shark and all sorts of, once you get out that far away from the coastline, the water gets very deep and very clear. And so they've always loved fishing in the Chandeleur Islands. So that's where the inspiration of the name came from.
So for the music at Chandy, we love to welcome originals. We actually promote artists to play original music while they are playing on Saturday and Sunday. And then last February, we did our first originals month, and it will be annual. So every February, continuing, will be an all originals month for. And then going into Chandy Fest, which we're really excited about this year, we have Cutbait who's opening. They're going to be starting at noon. We're really excited to have them back. They've played every Chandy Fest. And then we have the Bay Rats, and they're going to start right after the bed race, which we will be talking about in a little bit. And following the Bay Rats, we will have Funky Getaway, which we're excited to have them. They have a very unique sound. Funky has a very funky sound as well as their name. It's a wonderful spin to their music, just like Magnolia Bayou, who is our headliners this year. We're excited to have them.
This year's Chandy Fest is Saturday, May 14th. It begins at noon, ends at 7, a full day of live music, bed races. So if you'd like to participate in the bed race, our benefactor for this year's Chandy Fest is CASA. And it's $50 to participate in a bed race. You need 5 people, 4 to run, 1 to ride. We'll give you a block. You get heats. There are prizes not only for winners, but also best dressed. It's a lot of fun to have a beer in your hand and run down the street with a bed. The partnership with CASA started, I believe, first of the year. So every Tuesday night, for every pint that we sell, we give them $1. So Tuesday nights have gotten bigger over the course of this year. And so to date, we've given them almost $1,000 just for pints on Tuesday nights. So we'll also present them a big check at Chandy Fest.
So this year at Chandy Fest, all of the vendors that we had last year will be returning, plus a few more. We're really excited for the new vendors to be a part of this year's Chandy Fest.
So in addition to all of the arts and crafts and unique items that we bring to you at Chandy Fest, we have a whole section of food trucks and vendors selling things from frosted nuts and Pop Brothers popsicles to meals. And then we have some nonprofit organizations that are joining us, and they have activities not only for the kids, but also for the adults. So we're going to have a cornhole area. We're going to have face painting. We've got a dog contest. So Just Cause is doing a smart dog contest and a well-dressed dog contest this year.
I can't wait to see all the puppies.
I got stoned today for the first time in a long time. About damn time for me to unwind. I ain't been too kind. I slept in late, way past noon. Laid in bed about an hour or so, just talking to son. Listen to what I had to say without a care in the world. And as I shuffle through my mind like an old dusty catalog, we talked about all of the places that I've seen, the beautiful strangers that I've met everywhere in between. Now I'm sick and tired of working my 9 to 5. The bills are getting higher and my mind's in overdrive. dry. And then he looked at me like you know what to do. And I got stoned today for the first time in a long time. About damn time for me to unwind. I ain't been too kind. Being stoned got me fine for a long time. Like that first time, it feels real good to let it all roll off of my mind. I can't breathe when it hits. My heart's beating out of my chest and I'm scared to see what really exists. So me and Sam took a walk to slow things down. We listened to the birds and we never did make a sound. And as I cleared away the confusion, I drifted further and further away from my delusion. And when I placed my feet back firmly on the ground, I looked over and I smiled at that old hound. And I got stoned today for the first time in a long time. About damn time for me to unwind. I ain't been too kind. Being stoned got me fine for a long time. Like that first time, it feels real good to let it all roll off of my mind. I got stoned today for the first time in a long time. About damn time for me to unwind. I ain't been too kind. Being stoned got me fine for a long time. Like that first time, feels real good to let it all roll off of my mind. Then he looked at me like you know what to do.
Chandy Fest. Ready? Let's say, can't wait to see you at this year's Chandy Fest. All right.
Okay. Can't wait to see you at this year's Chandy Fest. Will you be there? Because you're going to see me there too.
Can we have a bloopers reel?
I'm not saying it in tandem with you, so go right ahead. No. We'll never get that right.